normally pull this up on my phone, and I didn't do it, and I'm so silly for not doing it.
Guys, we're here. You don't want to know
Holy
what two
cow.
boomers
That
did.
is amazing. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. That is,
I was
I
so
see it
excited
now.
to talk to Pops. I
Oh my
forgot to
gosh.
press go live.
It just happened. Oh, that is the best. Oh, it's so funny. We've been talking for almost 10 minutes, and we were not live.
Oh my god.
Oh my. We're talking, and then Megan just got really quiet because we were reading one of the comments in chat, and then she just got quiet. I'm like, "Are you all right?" I don't,
Jeff is right. Did they
I'm
forget to
telling
hit
a
the start
story, and then
button
she just
still?
goes, "Hey,
Yes, we
I didn't hit
did.
the live button," and I'm like, "Oh crap, there is no live." I'm like,
Oh
"Nope."
my gosh.
Oh man, that is the best. That's the best. She boomered, not me. Just
I
for the
did.
record. Just for the record.
I'm never gonna live this down ever.
That is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Someone clip this and send this to me. I want this intro, like a little bit here.
Boom, we're here because we weren't when we thought we did. Oh,
Hi there,
God.
everybody. We're here now. So I guess we got to go and start all over again. Let me scroll to the top of the chat. And hi, Megan. Thanks for having me back.
Pop. Sorry about my
That was the best.
darkness.
It was awesome.
I cannot believe this.
That was great. It was fantastic. We've had a warm up. We've had a warm. Hey, James, you were first. Are you still? Were you first, or did you? What did you say last time?
Ninja was first. He's been here. We talked about him and his comic book, and we were basically at that point when I was like, "We're not live."
We'll come back to James then, because she went through all the people and.
I've never
8 minutes.
that bad
8
before.
minutes. We've been going for closer to 10 minutes, I guess.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's gold, people. It's gold. If you missed that, I don't know what to tell you. Holy cow, that was incredible.
I should never be allowed to run my own live streams.
And we're gonna have to get her a producer for sure. Holy cow, it was amazing balls.
There's too much to think about. Can you? I've got it basically down when I stream by myself.
Mm-hmm.
We put a guest on. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
All right, let's do this.
I'm sorry. Chairman is here. CJ is here.
Go back to chairman. Go back to chairman, because when you click chairman the first time, you says, "Oh, it's a little cute little puppy."
Oh, I did say it was a cute little puppy. Yes,
okay, keep moving. You go
and
to CJ,
who I met, and we have a picture of us together.
Good job. Keep it going.
And Bowsette, who's always here. And she is wonderful, and she's saying step on the like button, and is always laughing at me. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. No, you did not log out. It was me, Boomerang. Jeff. Thanks.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, Jeff. Thanks. That's why Jeff had a question mark, because we didn't know why Jeff had a question mark. We just went right past it.
Whatever, moving on.
We just went right past it. So go back to Phil. Got to give Phil was here.
Phil is dying. Yeah. Your Barmy is here. Yes, Ginger Ninja. We did forget to press the live button.
Yes.
Because I am a pro streamer.
Because we went right into that and then just started talking about Orlando and meeting each other. And then we had the struggles of sharing the photo, which you now know how to do. So that'll be really easy now. We were able to meet. For those of you who don't know, we were able to meet. So
yes. Optic Racer, I'm glad you are so amused. Thank you.
And we're here to entertain you, my friend.
Omniscient Guy is here. Mackie would be proud. Ugh. Jacob Burnside.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah. Megan needs a YouTube walker. I do. I literally need to make a note up here that's like step-by-step instructions of how to do a live stream.
And I was teasing her about trying to talk her through how to share the photo. So we were going through all of this and the photos.
We shared a photo and everything, guys.
I know. So we have to go back now and do that all over again because nobody got to see any of that. So we have to actually do that. So you talk about Boomerang is she actually spent some of the time of that 8 or 10 minutes Boomerang, not realizing that there is a greater boomer above us in the grand scheme of this universe. That's how great all of this is. End of clip.
Dear God in heaven, Zombie Box Reviews saying hi.
Hey, ZBR.
Phil is getting kinky.
All right.
Oh man. Oh man.
This is a blast. So share our photo. We did get to meet.
Yes, we did get to meet. Okay, did I get everybody? Twigs. I'm
Hey,
guessing
Twigs.
you started without actually starting. Yes, Twigs, I did. Yes, I did. I did. Midnight Mike. Hi. Okay. I'm gonna find that photo of Pops and I now. Because he's just wonderful and don't worry about it, guys.
But yeah, we were able to meet. It
Galoonios.
was so awesome to go to Orlando and get to meet you and so many wonderful people. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It's like deja vu. It's kind of like we've had this conversation at least 3 times.
Because we have. Because we have.
Yeah.
Oh, dear goodness gracious sakes alive. Here we go. Photo. I'm going to share it for real now, and everybody's going to see.
Boom. Bringing it.
Ta-da!
There it is. Evidence. We were hanging out. We're meeting each other.
Holy.
She was able to decipher my shirt because actually it was a little weird being amongst the nerds that didn't get the shirt. Like I was like, okay, what? I'm among my people.
Yes.
But there were several people. I had 3 people ask about it. I don't understand your shirt or whatever.
Are you sure they were like real nerds though? Maybe they were.
Well, I mean, they could have been, a +1 of someone else or something like that. You knew it. You get my shirt. You may not have understood it was the Formula 4 Force, but you at least got enough of the reference to get it.
Oh, yeah. Immediately. And you know what? Until I saw the picture, I don't even remember what shirt you were wearing.
Well, of course not. You were like dealing with like 30 jillion people just coming by, and you were, and you're right next to Jay. So everyone was coming by at some time or another. Even if they didn't know who you were, they were coming by. So you got everybody. Yeah. So, which is awesome.
Crazy times.
But you got to meet Mrs. Pops. Mrs. Pops was there.
I got a Mrs. Pops hug. No, Phil, it's not photoshopped.
Definitely not photoshopped.
No.
I am that fat. It's okay.
Hi, Fire. Wonderful to see you here. Yes, 48 times the charm. Your Barmy really likes your shirt.
Cool.
He likes your shirt.
Yep.
Mission Guy says Megan does leave her house. I do.
She did.
Oh, Ginger Ninja. Lit fanboy.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I met the Ginger Ninja too. And I got his comic book, and there's a poster in there, and there's like a poker chip and a bookmark. Super cool.
It is. It's awesome. I was so grateful. Thank you again, James, for that. Yes. I'm so proud of you guys. And yes, we've had this conversation as well, but we will say it all over again. And that it's just really amazing to have someone who's like, you're in America and you want to make a comic book and you meet an artist who's in Japan and then you make a comic book and now we can all have that comic book. That is, it's awesome. It's awesome. Very excited. Cool. Can't wait, James. Can't wait to read it, do a review, talk about it. Yeah, I'm so happy for you guys.
It's going to be cool. I like the art. The art looks awesome so far.
Yes.
When I was flipping through it. And it's not like a true floppy cover. It's like a little bit sturdier. And it's a good size. It's a good size comic book.
It's like 50, 60 pages, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's solid. It's a good trade paperback.
Yep. Oh, Brian McCann just showed up. Did I bring Japanese candy for everyone? No, I did not. I'm never eating Japanese candy again unless it's actually real. And then I know it's real. So, actually, Ginger Ninja probably knows what real Japanese candy is and to not buy it on Amazon. Yeah, don't do that. So, Pops is here. And he's my comic book person.
I'm accessible, which is what I told Gary when I met Gary. We had a good conversation. And I said, I know.
Get a picture with him?
Because I knew that he didn't know me. Yes, I got pictures. I got pictures. Okay. Well, the irony, I didn't get pictures with absolutely everybody, which turned into kind of a crazy thing because you don't realize it until after the fact. Mm-hmm. And part of it was the lighting. We were talking about the lighting, how it was like it's pink, it was purple, it was green, and magenta. It's like half the photos were like, so I'm trying to like at least get them so they're at least a little more real looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I talked to Gary briefly, and it was like, we're kind of cut from the same cloth, and yeah, I'm I'm like a different version of you. And now that you're so busy, I'm inundated with like comic book stuff. Like I literally don't even know where to begin. And I told you I just started I'm going to start the series called Good Read, Must Read, Don't Read. So my first character is Wolverine. That'll drop on Saturday morning. Then I'm doing Punisher. Then I'll do Batman. And I just put a poll up on you guys can vote on the order you want me to go after that. So I'll kind of give you some suggestions on some different things. So, but yeah, I am the comic book savant. Been reading too much most of my life. And I told Megan, I said, we will look at this stack of comic books that you got. Mm-hmm. And hail to Robert Laurie for doing that. And hail to Robert Laurie that's here.
Hail Robert. Robert is here.
Yeah, Robert's kicking butt and taking names there with he's got his crazy camera. He's taking pictures of everybody and got to meet him. And I was pretty fried when I met you, Robert. So I have to be honest, it didn't even click right away. I kind of feel silly and awkward, but yeah, I was kind of on like information overload too, where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, this is crazy. People you don't know come up to you and you're like, hey, you're Pops. I'm like, yep. Help me out here. So, but yeah, it was great. And he's cool. He just bought you a bag of books, man. Just bought you a bag of books.
A whole bag of comic books that I know nothing about. But Pops knows. Oh man, look at this. Hydra Zone. Ginger Ninja says curry flavored Kit Kats are real Japanese candy. Curry?
Curry?
Look at here's somebody smart. Look at this, Pops. Fire.
Change of velocity divided change in time. Acceleration. Yep. Distance. It's distance over time. It's distance over time. Distance. Sorry, I don't have it in my head.
Now I mixed you up because I put this up.
It's force equals mass times acceleration. So you have to define acceleration, which is distance dt over. I gotta look at my picture. Where's the picture? I can look at the picture. I can know the formula. You're asking me to do this in my head. Hang on. So yeah, it's force equals mass times acceleration, and then you define acceleration, and that's why it's the dv. So distance times velocity, distance divided by distance and time. So that's what that means. So
there you go. Yeah. Cappy just jumps in and says hello ?
Hello.
Everything so far. Cool. I guess that's how we interact. Yes. Green tea Kit Kats. Okay, so I guess Japan does crazy flavored Kit Kats.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of stuff in Asia that's like that. I know someone who that's how I got introduced to a thing called spite funding, where people would give you like a super chat and they will donate money or whatever to get you to do things that you probably don't want to do. Oh. So this is somebody who was paid, and people would pay for him to eat, let's say, those curry Kit Kats on camera.
I mean, we ate these Japanese candies that we got off of Amazon on Weebs and Waifus, and they were all really gross.
Oh, Ginger just got a funny comment. Had a Superman Clark Kent moment with Pops, completely different man without the glasses on. Yeah, it's a little weird, isn't it? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just strange. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You didn't have your glasses? You didn't have your glasses. See, there's so many things I didn't notice. Like,
well, they're for reading. Yeah, they're not for like walking around. So I don't need them to walk around.
If I don't wear my contacts, I need glasses. I have really bad eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Maybe chat doesn't know. I'm sorry to talk about somebody. So a little bit of YouTube gossip.
Oh, gossip.
What did you think? Gary's prescriptions for his glasses were way worse than I thought they would be. The man can't see for nothing. When you are
up close to him, you realize that. And I did not realize that because when you watch him on stream, you don't.
You don't notice at all. And I know he's done the fisheye thing where he's moved the glasses to the camera and they have that fisheye photo or whatever they've used. But in real life, when you're that close, you're like, bro, you can't see at all without those things, can you? Because they are strong. That was my big takeaway from Gary.
That's funny.
Everything else he's exactly what I expected. But the prescription on the glasses was even stronger than I even imagined.
I got a picture with Gary, and only because I was running past, because he was on one end, I was basically on the other end of that stage, and I was running past to go to that back room, to get a drink of water, and his wife, Mrs. Nerdrotic, stopped me because she recognized me. And she was like, let's get a picture. And I was like, okay, no. She's like, just stand by Gary. Just tap on the shoulder. Gary, get a picture. And like, I was like cutting in front of this person that was in line. And I was like, okay. But I mean, his wife is telling me what to do. I have to listen. You have to listen to the wife.
Mrs. N was working hard. I didn't get a chance to really get a picture with Mrs. N. So Gary and I are chatting, and then we ended up talking about Daredevil and Frank Miller comic books. And I look over, and Mrs. Pops is doing this, like, these other people are in line. You and Gary are. I'm like, yeah, bro. I guess I should let you get to your people. He's like, I know. We could talk about this all day. I'm like, I know. It's what we actually want to talk about, isn't it? He's like, yeah, for sure, man. So yeah. No, I think. Let's see. I don't think there was too much as far as meetup goes. Let's see. Jay was even cooler in real life and more real in real life than I even expected. Like, he's talking to Laura. So I said Mrs. Pops' name. I'm going to be in trouble. Mrs. Pops about like mission work and going to Mexico and the charity he's working on and stuff like that. So the James Webb Telescope. Yeah, it is. It is. Dude has some prescription, man. It's freaking crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Everybody was really, really cool. That was the biggest thing. The take home was just, you just felt at home. I said on my stream when I talked about it, you just realize you're in a room full of people that you can relate to, and everyone has similar interests and similar struggles and different things like that. Fans and just, yeah, it was amazing. It was truly amazing. So,
yeah, it was wonderful. There was a lot. It was a lot. It was just a lot. I'll get used to it. Because after all of that, Pops, then they go out and they do stuff. We still have to be on because Alaska Jeff is their cameraman, and he just has a camera on you all the time.
Yeah, I noticed that, the bearded one is running around with Tom, and they're just doing their thing, and it's just like it never stops. And
no. Never.
And they're partying like all the time, man. They're like, they go to City Walk. You guys went to City Walk for hours, stuff like that. See, I'm a little old for some of this stuff. Like, I see that's another reason why I'm not sure anything is that they won't ever invite me to be part of that part of it, because I'm just like, I'm tired, guys. I'm good. You know, and I don't really want to ride those roller coasters. I've ridden those, so I'm good now. I don't need to ride that again. It's going to make me sick. So I'm good. Things like that. I'm just kind of the party pooper, like the old man. But yeah. I'd rather sit around and talk about nerd stuff.
Just be more chill.
And I don't drink, and it's like all these little cliche things that just kind of, I'm less and less part of the group in that way. But it was cool. They didn't make me feel that way. I didn't feel excluded or anything. It's just like, to go to City Walk or whatever, we'd probably just be bored at some point because we're like, yeah, we're not part of that part of it. So, but no.
Yeah, it was mostly good. Like a lot younger people and like very hardcore fans, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yes. Like, yeah. It's very busy.
I would have been happier to catch a meal with you, or catch a meal with like James and Tom, or go out with Scott and Culture and that group, things like that. That'd be more my speed. But I think that's more reflective of our circle. Like, we're not in the same circle. You're now into that circle way more than me, because you've Venn diagrammed in them. You're like almost at 1,000 already. Soon you'll be past me, and you'll be like, there'll be posters of you and stuff.
Oh, Ginger Ninja. I didn't get to properly say goodbye to Pops. I regret that.
It got crazy, James, wasn't it?
Crazy.
It was, James, and I'm sorry about that. And listen, man, it was cool to meet you. It just was nuts, especially because when we first met, he was up closer to where the bar is, and the closer you got to that, the crazier things were.
Yes, because that's where was coming in. Yeah,
people were coming in. Everyone's trying to get there, so we just kept. Anytime we got too close, we just kind of kept moving away. Someone like walked into Mrs. Pops, like banged into her by accident. But I'm like, things like that. You're like, we're just in too crowded of an area. So, but hey, but that's what happens. Yeah, you're right, man. No hard feelings, man. I love you, bro.
Phil has a question.
Yes.
Is Megan crazier in person? I don't know if Pops really got a chance to like hang out with me and see.
Nope.
The crazy.
Nope, she is not. She is probably crazier on stream. In real life, Megan she is an introvert. She was anxious, maybe not stressed, but you can tell she's anxious. Mrs. Pops and I both said it. We told her, I think we told her when we went back to see you, that you remind us of our daughter, like the mannerisms, the head tilting. It's like, so we understand Megan top to bottom, inside and out. She is literally just a different version of our daughter. And yeah, in that setting, a lot of anxiety going on in her head.
Oh, heck yes.
But super friendly, very genuine. This is who she is. And that's why I knew I would like her, because I knew early on that's who she was. And because I don't want to hang out with people that are phony and fake and whatever. I just want to just do this. I just want to hang out. So.
Optics Racer. It's only a matter of preference. If my friends want to go on a wild roller coaster, let them risk their lives. I'll stay cool and grounded with action figures. Okay.
Cool, man.
Ooh, this is a cool idea. Brian McCann says that Gary needs to do more comic book streams, and you and Gary should do it. That would be cool.
Bro, it would be insane. I'm not even, we would have to figure out even how to frame it in. Like, we could probably talk about like one issue for like 4 hours.
Yeah, you two would just discuss every little nuance.
We could do every panel. Yeah, we could EFAP a Frank Miller Daredevil comic book for like 4 hours. I don't know if you guys would be like, these men have no life whatsoever. Yes. Because I could ask Gary, and I'd say, when you read Daredevil 181, did you cry? And he would probably be just like I was. Yeah, I did. Ugh. That's when a character dies, and it's like, it just, you don't know it's coming. Like, first off, characters don't die. Like, you just didn't happen very often. Like, death was for real back then. Like, when characters died. It was a comic book. No one dies. Like, very rarely.
Yeah,
and it was like, sudden and tragic. So, yeah, Robert, it was super cool meeting you, bro.
Vagabundo, hello, welcome in. Met new in on my stream last night, and then he became a member on Weebs and Waifus. Cool. Dr. Jester.
Hey, Dr. Jester.
Welcome. So good to see you. Dr. Jester just finished writing a book, and it's on Amazon, and he gave me a free PDF copy of it to read and review.
I've read it. I've read some of it. He sent it to me during the hurricane, or right before the hurricane.
Oh, there you go.
And so I'm quite a bit. I will say this, Dr. Jester, and I'm really enjoying it. I really, really am. And I do apologize for not being further along or even letting you know how far along I am. But once life post hurricane came back online, it's been pretty crazy. So sorry about that.
Oh, this is a nice little. Oh gosh, what is happening? Wow. Optic Racer says we seem cool and simpaticos.
We are simpaticos.
Cool, but thank you.
I don't get called cool much at all, and actually more like cool, like sarcastically from like, the kids, like, you're cool, like that kind of thing.
Fire. I hate the multiverse has taken away any permanence or fear of death.
Amen, my friend. Amen. And I hate the fact that we do prequels for the same reason. Like, there's no stakes. Like, you do a prequel of Andor. I'm supposed to care about a character. I know when he dies. Right? It's just like everything is just like that. They don't understand what that's done. So, yes, Dr. Gesture, I would never lie. I would just tell you, or I would just say nothing. But no, I do. I'm enjoying it.
I'm excited to read it. Yeah. It seems like quite the adventure. So, but I want to show Pops.
Yeah, let's do this. And we're going to do something different for you folks. We're going to have a little 101 tutorial. I may have to share my screen because I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get this with the boomer here.
We'll share your screen, and then I'll try and follow along here and be like, okay. No. Okay, Pops. What do you want to see first? Did you want to see...
I already have X-Men 29 pulled up. Yeah, okay. So let's do X-Men first.
So, guys, this is what Robert Lauer got me. The X-Men 2099, 4 issues, like a mini-series. And Pops is going to show me, using these as an example, Pops is going to show me how to, look up comic books and...
how you look them up.
How you look them up.
So if we Google X-Men 2099 space 1, if you search that, what you're going to find is there'll be something called marvel.fandom. It's a Marvel database. You should be able to, and I right clicked it. So you should be able to see it.
I see it.
And when you do see it, you can open that and you should see something that resembles the book that you have, or you could try to find the one that resembles.
It went in as volume 11. Lies. I did not do that. I didn't. Just 2099. One.
Space One, yeah. And there should be
Space
X-Men
one.
2099, Vol, VOL, space 1, 1. So Volume 1, Issue 1.
Oh, I get it. It just looks like volume 11.
Yes, correct, but it's not. It's Volume 1, space 1, Issue 1.
Interesting. Should I share my screen since I
Sure.
found it?
Yeah, let's do
Because
it.
look at me not boomerang.
She's got it, folks.
I got it, guys.
Now, I will admit this is a
it.
database, so who knows who's maintaining it? Who knows how accurate it is? It's a great little reference point, though. They do have a lot of accurate information, so I'm not trying to dog on it or anything like that. But with anything, trust but verify.
Okay, here we are.
There you go. So when you scroll down a little bit, you should be able to see the cover on the right. It's a different color, it's just a different version, but it's the right
Mine
issue.
has the shiny blue.
Correct, right? So it's going to be more like a foil deluxe version or something.
Yeah.
And on this one, it's from 1993. And then on the left, you can see featured characters. It's the first appearance of these X-Men. So it's showing you. So these are the different characters. And then underneath, you'll see the antagonists. And sometimes you'll have a really good synopsis in here. Sometimes you'll
There's a
not have
bunch of first appearances. That's a lot of characters for first appearances.
Okay, so we talked about this a little bit either in the green room or during our 10 minutes of not being on air. I don't remember which. In the boom of the 90s, Marvel was basically going to drive themselves out of business by mass producing comic books. Like it didn't become like enough to make a little bit of money. It's like they just kept throwing chum in the waters for the sharks, and people were just buying up all sorts of crazy things. Well, they came up with this idea of a gimmick. Well, it's like, what if these characters existed in the year 2099? So they're all just future versions of the characters. So we pretend that Frank Castle is not the Punisher, but there'll be Punisher 2099 and Hulk 2099. And these are these random X-Men 2099 characters that did not exist until this comic book. So that's why they're all first appearances.
Gotcha.
And they are just that. This is it. So to be honest, even though you like miniseries and like the fact that you have issues 1 through 4, you'll have a nice contained, starting and stopping point to get a good gauge of the story and if you like it or not. So you can find out what you want to do with it next. I'm not
but this is not, you said this is not like the true X-Men or like...
No, like I said, this is the X-Men 2099. So we have to think of it as, and you have to think, they've made X-Men so big, I can't even give you scope. I was reading something the other day and I actually had to stop several times to figure out who some characters were. And they have characters now that don't even look like the way they used to look. So it's hard to kind of follow at times, right?
See, and I think that's why when I just picked up this like random
the X-Men book.
Stop sharing my screen. Yeah, when I just picked up whatever random X-Men comic I was reading, I just couldn't I couldn't connect to it because there's just so many characters. Hassan. Welcome in, Hassan.
And X-Men is not for everybody for that reason. Like it is not always easy to know how to get in, and there's a lot of characters, a lot of things going on. I mean, even in the 70s, a lot of the stories were so connected. They would seem like they're a standalone story, but in many ways they're not. It's like it was just like, pieces of things, and it's hard to figure out where we're at on. So X-Men was something I kind of got into much, much later than my other stuff. I was already hooked on comics before I even kind of really got into X-Men. And I really kind of got into X-Men much the way you do, and that is looking for a certain story, reading it as a, a limited series or something I could kind of get my head around, not just randomly jumping in and consuming it. So, but the fact that you, Robert, was able to give you, 1 through 4, it'll give you a good dose of a little bit about the universe and that kind of thing. So,
right. Dr. Jester here is talking about how he first became aware of X-Men for the cartoon. And I was watching, I don't know, they were doing a live stream. They changed houses because most of the Geeks and Gamers left, so they're in a smaller house and they're doing a live stream. And they were watching the X-Men, I think, cartoon.
Yep, 1992.
1992. Would that be a good place, or is it like it's a completely different from the comics? Is like what is that based on?
It is wonderful.
Okay,
I can't recommend it enough. The
X-Men animated. Is it X-Men animated series? Is that what it's called?
X-Men animated series started in 1992 and it ran to 1996. So it's 5 seasons: 92, 93, 94, 95. Yeah, 96. And it is very well done. Where there are issues, like Morph is a character created for the show. Morph is not a character from the comic book, but there are so many things lifted. It is a great adaptation of X-Men lore. You will learn a ton in a very short amount of time. You will great exposure to a lot of different characters that were very well adapted. And then obviously the Batman animated series, which was also in the 90s, is another thing that is also the same thing. Like even where there are issues, Fire Fuchs. Yes, I'm not saying it the other way. Yes,
I always just call him Fire.
Yes, Fire. Yes, it is sort of the same. I actually don't even remember how much of a universe sharing there is, but yes, it's the exact same thing as Spider-Man 2099. Who? Yes, and I did tell Megan that Miguel Herrera, that Spider-Man is probably one of the best parts of the 2099, and he is the character that will be introduced in the new Spider-Verse animated movie. So.
And then Brian was saying X-Men 1975 1995 was very interconnected.
Well, right, because you have basically one writer who did so much of its content. Like so much of that content is centering around Chris Claremont, and then they were having such massive success from his writing. That's the guy that wrote that Wolverine limited series that you like so much, right?
Yep.
Remember, I told you he was a preeminent X-Men writer, and he wrote so many of those stories, and those stories were like of legend. So even if he wasn't writing, people were very careful not to screw things up. Like Marvel was very protective. It was a money maker for them. And to be honest, Dark's Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past, these things that came out of that are still just as classic today as they were then. They're like gold. Claremont's and that's part of the reason it was very connected. And then when they started making so much money, because most of what that was referenced to is called Uncanny X-Men. So Uncanny X-Men dates back to the 60s. That's the original run. So put in your head that there's this thing called Uncanny X-Men. And then as you go along, different characters and things kind of branch out of that. So that's where you'll say, all right, well then Wolverine at one point, he had his little limited series that you read. Then he'll have his own series for a while. And then later on in the 90s, the X-Men gets its own title and they do their own thing. So that's kind of how the universe kept expanding and expanding. And at one point we get X-Men 2099.
Okay. So. Interesting. Hi, Tam. Tim's Talk is here.
Yeah, a lot of folks are here. Rocking and rolling. I like these questions. Questions.
This is really, really great. Daryl the Derelict just came in.
Oh, there's my brother. How you doing, Daryl? Daryl's a member over on my channel. I appreciate having Daryl as a friend. Can't wait to meet Daryl. We're going to get in trouble, Daryl. We hang out together.
Ginger Ninja says Batman animated series is the GOAT.
Yes. The GOAT. Batman animated series and the X-Men is the two. They're just in a pinnacle, kind of all by themselves, in my opinion. Well, I mean, yes, but Brian, the spirit of it all, I think, is there. I don't think that it's so wildly off that it's, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously the comic book is so much more mature, dealing with issues and things like that. And the cartoon is obviously made for kids. But I think that if you ended up liking the TV show and then you ended up reading Uncanny X-Men, it's just going to make you like them more. You know what I mean? I don't think it's so vastly different. Whereas I think when you watch a modern Marvel movie and you try to pick up a comic book or vice versa, you're like, nothing matches. We're not even connected at all, into what stuff was. So
yes. See you later, Fire. We may be here in 30 minutes still, probably. We'll still be here for sure in 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, we'll be good. Yeah.
So we'll see you later.
Yes.
Cappy loves chocolate. Thank you, Cappy.
I love chocolate too.
Fire also said he loves the animated series. Fire, you're supposed to be leaving. Come back later. Oh, Zombie Box Reviews.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking about Dark
Oh
Phoenix
yeah, those movies.
Saga.
Yeah, they really can't do it justice. I reread that when I first got the app. My kids got me that app for Christmas last year, and it was the first thing I read. And I couldn't believe how good it was. I hadn't read it in years. I don't own it. It's very expensive. If you're trying to buy original copies, you have to buy stuff like that. So, Seeker of the Moon. It's funny that you asked that because I have a video that will drop Saturday morning that would answer that question. Because I'm doing a Wolverine, which I address Weapon X. So it's a good read, must read, don't read. I think I answer your question in that video. So is it wrong? Is it wrong to say go see my video, or should I answer the question? That's a tricky one. I don't know what to
go
say.
see the video. Seeker of the Moon.
Saturday morning.
You can wait 2 days.
10:15 a.m. I will answer that question, and I will hopefully help some Wolverine fans of some ideas. And I know somebody I know. That way. She'll agree with at least one of my assessments because she's read it.
I'm looking forward to this video. Sorry. Kersar Saint Joseph. So rare that you catch me live. I am so happy you got
awesome.
This. Wonderful to see you here.
Yeah, it's great. If you guys have questions, keep them coming.
She's going to check it out. Yes. Hey. Questions for Pops, do it. Obviously, I can't answer most of the questions because I can barely do a live stream. But
let's check out that Cable book. Let's see that Cable book. Yes, Cable 25. Okay. This was a fun gimmick because I'm happy you got one that's really like this. This was something that didn't exist until the 90s. I never heard of
this. Like literally, I opened.
I know, it's so great.
3 of these on the plane. I was just like pulling them randomly out of the bag. Mm-hmm. And then I got home and actually looked through the comic books the first time yesterday. And I have no idea what Cable is.
So Cable is an X-Men.
Okay.
He comes from the future, right? So he's an X-Men that exists in the future, and then he gets thrown back in their time. He's definitely kind of a kick-butt warrior type, become real popular back in that time. Mm-hmm. And you discovered a great gimmick from the 90s because it has what's called a gatefold cover.
Yeah.
The show just keeps going.
Keeps going. You got to unfold it at the back.
Yeah.
He's so pretty.
Yeah. Just keeps going. Yeah, that was kind of a cool gimmick. And I know some of this stuff is a gimmick. And I don't know why we have such a aversion to this. I love this kind of stuff. Okay. And I will say this. You guys want to write this down. Jeff Loeb is that writer. And I can't tell you that I remember Cable 25. Like I really am not, high on my Cable lore or anything like that. Yeah, Executioner song is fantastic, by the way. Yes, Ginger Ninja's called that. That's a good shot right there. But I can tell Jeff Loeb is a great writer. So, maybe he misses from time to time. I'm not going to tell you that, Cable 25 is great or once you run out and buy it. But I can tell you that it's not a terrible writer. You have a good chance. And the art is always good in that era because, that kind of thing. So, okay. So X-Men and X-Force are very much like a Venn diagram, right, Daryl? Like, yes. So he starts with New Mutants. New Mutants basically becomes X-Force. So New Mutants means just that. They are new mutants. They're the children. They're the kids. So there's a whole story that's developed about, what do we do with these kids that are manifesting their powers and they can't control them and they got to learn and whatever. So it's a whole series that's developed. It runs for 100 issues. And at the very end of this series, a guy named Rob Liefeld gets control. He introduces Cable and he ultimately introduces Deadpool and rewrites comic book history essentially because Deadpool and Cable kind of changed the equation. The art style is unique and different. It's over the top. Lots of throwing fists, lots of craziness. And that evolves very quickly into what's called X-Force. And then that's what Brian's saying. And that's where you get into, Shatterstar and Domino and, Cannonball and just, great characters, man. It was just so much fun. Cable was huge. Cable was bigger than Deadpool during that time. Deadpool
really?
By far. Massively by far. Like the cards came out in 1991. They had like little trading cards that come out. So in the 91 set would be the first time you would see X-Force or Cable. Cable had his own separate cards. He had an extra little card, like the equivalent of like a rookie card.
Yeah.
Deadpool did not have a card in that set other than appearing in the background in that X-Force card. He didn't have that card. So yeah, it was a different time. It's hard to believe how much Deadpool's changed and caught on compared to Cable. Yeah.
Hi, Uber Geek.
Hey.
Thank you for being here.
Oh man,
I feel
the
like
Uber
I
Geek
missed somebody else.
Beast mode. He's a just the celebrities are here, man.
Yes, the colors are super vibrant in that.
Oh yeah, primary colors, man. They're not that art school pink, purple, and magentas that they use now. I can't get my head around it. Where I'm looking at a comic book that looks like a pastel art project. It's
Hi,
so
Doug.
strange. Hey, Doug.
Yeah, very pastel-y nowadays for sure, compared to the
primary colors, baby. Primary colors.
Yep.
Hard lines, lots of action, big boobs, big muscles, big guns, big swords.
But then I have also this one called X-Men Unlimited, and they came together in this Marvel Mini Masterworks collector's pack.
Okay.
In this like little box, it was the Cable, and then X-Men Unlimited Blood Scream.
Yeah, what number is it?
What? Number 9.
Limited 9. Let's take a look at X-Men Unlimited.
But this one has a barcode on it, I noticed.
Okay. Well, it was in one of those box sets. A lot of those box sets were retailed. So they were in like regular stores and stuff.
Yeah, like this also has that barcode on the back.
Yeah. So it was kind of that kind of era of things.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, I had to look some of these up. It's been a long time since I've read some of these, especially X-Men stuff. Because X-Men stuff, literally they had mass amounts of stuff being generated. That again is also a very good writer. Can't guarantee it's a great story or anything like that. I can just tell you that it is also a great writer. Larry Hama. Larry Hama's famous for some G.I. Joe work and stuff like that. So he's really good with like telling like grounded stories and teams and that kind of thing.
Oh, the art is like completely different again.
Yeah, completely different art. Yeah, we're gonna get that. Yeah, it is straight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little bit later than the other one. This is 95.
Yeah.
But again, they're gonna give you good exposure to, Wolverine and Beast and some different characters that you're, the X-Men universe.
Ooh, yes, look at the Wolverine. That's so different than like the Wolverine that I've been reading.
Yeah, Wolverine, obviously there's a lot of different iterations of Wolverine and over the lore. And the one that you read is kind of like the classic, right? Because that's where the story starts to change. Wolverine Limited Series is where Chris Claremont and Frank Miller made him very grounded, had this sort of like really, I want to say dark, but painful origin, right? Because he was in Japan and the love loss and the betrayal and all the stuff he deals with in that comic book. So you just really start to, and you feel bad for him, because there's times where Wolverine, because he's like this violent, beast of an organism. He's so much more than a human, right? Because he's been enhanced with all this like cybernetic metal and these claws and all this other stuff. To have this like painful part of his history revealed, it just kind of changed everything. So yeah, once you get to the book you're holding up from 1995, you got quite a long road of all sorts of crazy stories that have been done and stuff that's been done to him. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Godzilla Day.
Godzilla Day. Yeah.
Is it today?
Is it today?
Cool. Is that coming up? I don't even know.
Okay.
Gotta let us know. Welcome in though. And Popping Rico is here. Hello. Slim Crow.
Holy crap, it was good. It was today.
Was it today?
I have a close friend who's really into Godzilla way more than me, and he didn't tell me today was Godzilla Day. He did a stream today and didn't do Godzilla. Today was the day to do Godzilla.
Oh my goodness.
Shame on all you Godzilla people. So
it is today. Slim Crow. Oh, no, wrong. Meant to do. Okay. First run of Generation X was good, says Slim Crow.
Okay.
G.I. Joe peaked back in 1988, or so he recalls thinking.
Yeah, there was some good stuff back then. That's, again, Larry Hama is the guy who did a lot of that stuff. Actually, I got to interview Mike Vosberg, who did a lot of the art with Larry. So it was interesting kind of understanding that from a different perspective, like stuff like that. So yeah, that's out there. Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, Fire's bringing up the fact that there's no flatulence today because she doesn't have her farting water bottle.
I do have my farting water bottle, guys. I just haven't, like, I've been wanting to take a drink, but I don't want to take a drink until I can warn Pops that it sounds like a farting sound.
See, she says all that as though I didn't see that stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made her snort. I said made her snort.
It's still,
because if you guys know, it's so weird.
It's so weird. It didn't do that when I first got it, but then I took it apart and washed like the straw because you have to take the filter off.
Is it in upside down or something? Is there some sort of little trick to it?
No, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I got an air bubble in there and it just won't come out. Yeah.
Well, I catch up on most streams at 1.5 speed because obviously with this many people that you know, and it's like we generate so many hours of content, it's almost impossible. So
yes, true.
Holy cow! Here we go. What does this say? How you feel about the follow on runs of comics as starts in TV shows, then follows in comic books? Justice League animated series did this, as well as Buffy and Angel. How do you feel about follow on runs of comics as starts as TV show, then follows in comics? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like a comic book adaptation of a show. Got it. Okay. No, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's all about marketing. It's all about building the brand. It's about spreading the news, making a few dollars because it's a property. My issue is about being faithful. Like, can we expand the universe? Can we make the characters stay the same? Can we like have them, have it? I'm more interested in seeing with stuff like that. I'm more interested in seeing them have adventures and doing things than I am about these current writers that want to change the character. That's what I think is the problem. Today, they don't want to take, let's say, the animated Justice League and just have Justice League adventures in a comic book. No, they want to change the comic book. We need to make them more modern. We need to get them exposed to some modern struggles and things like. No, I just need them to go on adventures. I don't need them. I need Wonder Woman to be Wonder Woman. I don't need to discuss a personal identity struggle that she's having, and I don't need Tim Drake to out of the blue suddenly decide that Bernie is so hot that he's going to suddenly like guys now. I don't need that. I need Robin to go on an adventure. I don't need, it's like that's to me is the crux of the problem with, and as far as I
wish
know,
that if they felt they needed those characters, they would just make completely new characters.
And my understanding is there are so many, and Makani is really into that part of like the Batman universe with like the mass number of Robins and stuff. It's like, well, how come one of them is not the gay one? Like who?
Yeah.
Why are we changing? And it's not like a character that's been like never had this happen. Like the Robin character that they used has had a relationship with different women, and for some of the stuff's been for years and that kind of thing. It's very frustrating. So anyway, good questions though. This chat's on fire, man. Chat's on fire.
Winterbird, looks like I need to subscribe. The YouTube algorithm keeps adding you to my feed. Not complaining.
Oh.
You should also subscribe to Pops.
Yes, thank you.
And JT Gunn is here, and Hokies is here. Welcome.
You guys can do it's the youtube.com/@pops.
Yeah, Phil, are you able? Phil, are you still here? Are you able to drop a link for Pops, please, and thank you.
And if any of you become members or are members, Daryl the Derelict, I'm talking to you. Remember, Wednesday night is our first member stream. We're going to have our first member stream on Wednesday. It start at 5 o'clock Eastern time. We will see how long we go. Who knows? The chat drives the ship. So.
Oh, Rogue Attraction is less than 100 from 1,000 subs.
Ooh, let's get that link out there. Yeah.
Kathy. Yes. Rogue Attraction and Pops. Subscribe to them. I met Rogue at the Meetup. Jim Kunkel, welcome. Create new characters, classic heroes, back to the existing lore. Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to fix some of this stuff as I've tried to read some of the modern comic books. It's just become such a mess. It's become such a mess. So
Pope Metallicus. Yes. Howdy.
What other comic books do you have there? Let's see if we can grab another one real quick and see what if got something interesting we can show.
Let's see. I have The Adventures of Superman. I have Excalibur. I have a Punisher and something called Megalith.
Megalith.
Yes.
What number is it?
This is number.
Oh, that's more like an indie comic. What's the company at the top? Oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
I'd never heard of this before.
Oh yeah. That's like an indie comic from that era.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
so. This
continuity.
is like an indie comic from the
from the 90s.
Yeah, this is 1985.
What?
Yeah,
so what? Yeah, what number is it?
Number 2.
Yeah, continuity comics. Yeah. Man, I have not seen that in a long time. So that's from 89, 92?
1985. Number 2, yeah.
Let me see. Hold it up again, please. Yeah, look at that. Ultimate Man Megalith. Huh. Very cool. Yeah, I have not seen that in a minute. There it is. Couldn't find it at first.
It looks very interesting. He's like fighting all kinds of
it's Revengers. Okay, so it's not really a Megalith number 2. It's Revengers number 2. Revengers featuring Megalith. It's all the one company. It's all one big company. So they have,
introducing
it's kind of like
armor and the Silver Streak with the Ultimate Man Megalith.
Right. Interesting. Very cool. No, I have not seen this and read this. I mean, when it came out, maybe. I mean, yeah. I don't have anything like that anymore. Cool. That's a great throw in to get something completely different. Different. So.
Interesting.
Thanks for that link, Phil. And by the way, if you guys don't, if you can't sub right now or whatever,
you can just sub to Pops.
You can just do the YouTube thing and then just put @Pops at the end, and it'll do that because they gave us handles.
Yeah, I need to go do that. I got an email from them that I should create my handle while I was in Florida, and I was like, I'm not doing that until I get back.
Yeah.
Because whoop. AIB, AIB, ALB, AIB.
I wonder if you could just get at noob. That'd be cool because you could just something that easy to remember. Yeah.
Billy Go Boom. Hello.
Outback X-Men of the 80s is the best. Introduction of Jubilee, the Reavers, Forge, good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. It's it's the stuff that's lasted because it was good. That's all there is to it. Thank you so much, Vagabundo. Thank you so much, my friend. Hopefully there's something there you like. I appreciate that.
Abomination AJ.
Whoa, there he is, the man. Welcome. Talk about somebody to hang out with. I cannot wait to be able to find a way to hang out with.
Abomination AJ is everywhere right now. I'm loving it.
Well, he's on fire. That's why. Because his show on Saturday, guys, if you have not subbed to forget my sub. Just forget my sub for a minute. You can unsub for me if you need to.
No, don't do that.
Go over to Abomination AJ and listen to the Saturday show with he and Left Eye Ego. Just go check out he and Ego on Saturdays, and then you'll be hooked. You'll understand why YouTube is rocking and rolling. I'm telling you right now. And if you have someone that wants to talk about animation, AJ and Ego are beasts. Roland, thank you so much. Maybe there's something there you like. I appreciate that. So.
Awesome one. Pops is a noob.
I am a noob at so many things.
Abomination AJ just subbed to everybody. Thank you, Abomination AJ. Making it easy. Just subbing to everyone.
So we should go back to that awesome one. What am I a noob at? Let's see, Megan. What am I a noob at? I am a noob at knowing about most things my wife is telling me about when it comes to the animals. I have very little knowledge that she has. So that's really the biggest area of noobness. Anything that has to do with like modern music and stuff, completely uninterested. Completely zero interest, right? I can tell you in 2022, I learned who Megan Thee Stallion is in a way that I did not ever want to know Megan Thee Stallion. That's what I learned in music. So there are areas that I am totally noob. So yeah, this place is rocking and rolling. This is blast. What else? Let's rock and roll. What else we got?
More? Winterbird is just saying She-Hulk.
Yeah, that was my Megan Thee Stallion reference. I watched it so you didn't have to. It was my review premise. Like I did breakdowns. Almost I got we had the hurricane and stuff happen, so there was one episode I didn't do like a real big detailed breakdown. Trust me, we didn't miss anything. But yeah, that show was terrible.
Now, I do have a couple more comics to show you, Pop. So I came across this one was thrown in. Crisis of Infinite Identities, Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur. See that? What's the number? How
This
far
one
into this
is
one?
number 46.
46. So this is part of the X-Men universe,
Okay.
right? So I
Yeah, it
really
says
love.
30th anniversary of the. It says 30th anniversary of the Fantastic Four for some reason on there.
Well, okay. So
In the
this is just
box.
the marketing of the month, right? So back
Gotcha.
then, Marvel would be marketing all of these different comics. Like when you see their ads and stuff on the inside and things like that, it's all very much like promotion to get you to buy another comic book or to read the next issue or write to them because they'll write back and things like that.
Right.
So,
No, I read this one and it was actually really, really fun. And I
good.
liked the characters in here. So I think I'd like to read more Excalibur for sure.
Well, those were some real X-Men. Okay, so let's just
Okay.
be clear. Like the blue guy,
Yeah.
Nightcrawler,
Yes,
rock and
Nightcrawler.
roll. Nightcrawler is awesome, right? Captain Britain, right? Captain Britain is freaking awesome. Captain Britain is who we all thought that Henry Cavill would be the perfect person to come in the MCU. But right now, I don't want him anywhere near the MCU. He can easily be Superman for a while.
He's out of
But you had a good
Witcher
dose.
all of a sudden.
What's that?
Henry Cavill is no longer in The Witcher. He did 2 seasons of The Witcher, and now they're putting in a new actor for that main part.
I know.
It's gonna.
I post if you were on my membership, you would have gotten the scoop on that because we posted that the day before everybody else knew.
Oh,
because he's Superman.
Superman.
Have you seen the Black Adam?
No, I haven't.
Obviously, we spoiled it several times, and the news has been out now for like a month, so it's not really a spoiler to discuss him showing up at the end of Black Adam. But for us old people, any of you that are still out there, James, if you're still with me, my friend, you will know if you have not seen it. Henry appears, and they do this. Dun, 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 dun. Just enough to tease you and make you get goosebumps as us OGs have that 1978 Superman music. So, yeah. No, Excalibur was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would get more, but I have also The Punisher, which people have been telling me to read. So I read this and I liked it. And I got vibes of Wolverine, just kind of in their attitude and character.
Violent vigilantes.
Yeah, totally. And I think I really like vigilantes.
I can see that about you now.
Yeah, I'm a vigilantes person. I've discovered.
I have no idea why. Let's see what she'd say. She didn't even flinch, people. What does that say about her? So my next good read, must read, don't read will be Punisher.
Ooh.
Right? So I heard, you would like Punisher. So I will give you some hints on some, and 2 things in particular that are freaking great. So, hey, man, I think you're going to, and tell me what you want me to cover. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about or spend time with me reviewing or whatever. So, that humming gave James goosebumps. I'm telling you, the old people.
It did. I don't know. Old. I can't get it together. Shadow Man. Here's another one.
That's another indie comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Not the Shadow Man I was thinking of. Who? I don't recognize the number and stuff on that one either.
Number 3, Acclaim Comics, Valiant Heroes.
Yeah, Valiant. So again, during that era, there was a company called Valiant. The guy that ran Marvel left, and he with some other folks created Valiant Comics.
Okay.
And they really had some good stories. Like the early Valiant, they also had rights to like really cool old school comics that had been discontinued, like old characters that no one was doing anything with. There's one called Magnus Robot Hunter, Solar, the Man of the Atom, Harbinger. The substance that were in these books were really, really good. They just got ahead of themselves. They just got caught up with everybody else, overprinting, trying to do too much. People would be on for a few months, if not a year or so, and then it would just kind of fizzle out or whatever. And then it kind of moved on. They got rebranding, changing names or whatever. So Acclaim is sort of like, the next generation of those characters and that kind of thing. So, yeah, Shadow Man's a pretty cool character, right? Because, I think it's like, because he's dealing with like shadows and stuff.
Somebody told me he travels through shadows or something.
Yeah.
It,
So it's
it
not
says it's suggested for mature readers. It's a little darker.
Yeah.
Looks a little darker for sure. Like,
Yeah, they were a little edgier.
cool and creepy at the same time.
Yeah, but Acclaim had brought in some really good time. Can you look and see who did the story on that one? Because they had really good writers, including the ones we've been talking about. So,
Garth Ennis.
oh yeah, you talk about Punisher. He is a GOAT Punisher writer. He is among the best. So you may like that a lot.
Okay.
I don't think I've read the Acclaim ones. I'm almost positive I haven't read the Acclaim Shadow Man. So I can't wait to hear your take on it. And Garth Ennis has written, spoiler alert, some of the best Punisher comic books. Just saying.
I got also popped some Dark Knight Legends, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, you got to get that series, right? Because that's my jam.
See, I have what, 3 of them? He gave me 3 of them.
They're all little miniseries. They're all little miniseries. So
this is like 30, 33, and 34 is what I have right here.
You got pieces of a story. So yeah, they're very much little subsets. So when it started off, it was issues like 1 through 5 was a story, then like 6 through 10 was a story, then it would be like just 2 issues. It'd be like, I don't know, remember off the top of my head, but let's say 21, 22. And then it'd be like 23 through 27. And they would constantly change writers and artists and talk about, and major extremes would change. Like it was totally like an anthology series, a freelance project, experimentation. Like they would just, there's a medieval story. All sorts of crazy stuff. Weird. It is cool ride. Very fun.
Because this one is called Part 3, number 30. And then I have...
See how where your fingers are?
And conclusion, yes.
See so it's called Faces. So that's the little story. So if it's Faces Part 3, it means, so that's
this one is Blades, 2 of 3, and the conclusion.
Okay. So you're missing one of those.
Missing one. And then this one, I don't know if there's some after it or what, but yeah. I'll have to look that up and see what it all looks like. But yeah, the art is like different in all of them. Like this art.
Yeah. All different art, all different writers. Sometimes they have mainstream villains. Sometimes they don't. It was really an interesting thing. I loved it. I love Legends. There are going to be some misses from time to time. It is a very inexpensive book to get into. You can find like massive bulk purchases at your local comic book thing Zombie Box Reviews with the question. Wow, that is tough. Wow. So let me think. I really almost don't want to have much of anything adapted right now. But let's just presume that it's not right now. Let's presume that it's like 2008. Wow, they did a crappy Jonah Hex, so I can't do Jonah Hex. They did a Shadow. Some of those Valiant characters are cool. That wouldn't be a horrible idea. I would like to see maybe Pit, which is an Image comic, which kind of looks like a Hulk. Here, let me show you. I have that behind me, so let me get it for you.
Oh, yes, get it. Hello, X-Wing.
Oh my gosh, talk about people being in the house.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, so this is like one of those that I'm here to keep. You would have to probably offer me triple what I paid for this to be able to let go of it. I would just because this is a 9.8 graded copy. It's beautiful. This is Dale Keown made a splash for me because he did Incredible Hulk work. And this is his own creation. And he's talking about returning and doing Pit. And he's kind of in the indie CG circuit a little bit. Like I got an email about a cover that he did for somebody. I don't even know if I've heard anything about this person or this campaign, but just because there's a Dale Keown cover that's like this, I'm ready to buy it. This with like a really good, 2008 We need to see direct. We need to see the right kind of creators though. But something like this would there's stuff like this that could be done that hasn't been done before. That wouldn't be bad. I'm sure something else will pop in my mind as we move on, but I don't want to sit here and being quiet about not answering the question. So, yes.
Ooh. And hi, hail the Lord. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Says from Princess Mononoke, and I imagine it's a bit like making visual novels that I call comics. Yeah, I'm down with that.
X-Wing. People. Whoa. Yes, Cappy X-Wing is here.
Yeah.
How am I not monetized yet? I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, and I do not have 4,000 watch. I don't even have 1,000 watch hours yet, X-Wing.
How is that possible? How do you not have 1,000?
I mean, after this, I may, because I'm at like 980 watch hours.
Okay.
So after this live stream, I'm gonna probably reach that finally.
Yeah, the streaming was part of the equation for me. I had to kind of learn how everything worked and understand. And they changed the rules. Like you have to understand the rules have changed so dramatically since I started. So yeah, how could there be so many people in here we don't have more likes? Come on now, you gotta do your part. Don't be lazy. Go over there.
Tap the sub button and the like button and all the times. Okay?
Massage it into place. Make that thumb light up. You'll feel good about yourself. It'll make you feel good. It'll make you feel good. So.
Ooh.
All right, what other questions? Yeah, Pit's amazing. ZBR. That's probably it's kind of like a hidden gem because Spawn got all of the press. But Pit.
Look at Cappy's tip. I tend to play all the people he likes, their videos on repeat while sleeping.
Oh. I actually started expanding my playlist, and that's kind of one of my alternative motives because I was trying to figure out if I keep generating this much content, let's say 4 years from now, and I've done a video and people go, what do you think about this? X-Wing, I was on your channel last night in the chat. I was listening to your show last night. So don't be acting like I'm not getting my dose of X-Wing regularly. And if I miss something, I'm always playing it after the fact at 1.5 speed. So now I just got to make my presence more known. Is how am I going to find it? So I started making a lot more playlists. But if you play a playlist, a lot of times it'll keep going. That'll generate some watch time too. But a lot of it's just doing some of the live streams. You just got to chew up enough content.
No, it's like the live streams are what helped me jump in my watch hours.
20, 30 easily. Yeah. 20, 30 on a slow stream, let alone something like this. You'll just, massive amounts of numbers. It's crazy.
Okay.
You guys are funny, bro.
Oh,
X-Wing, you got to come on, man. We've got to talk about X-Wing needs to come on with me, or I need to be with X-Wing to talk about Andor because he had someone on the Andor who kept trying to defend it, and X-Wing and I were totally on the same page with evaluating that show, and it's just weird. Ooh, now we're spanking the buttons. Spanking buttons now, are we?
Yeah.
You do not need to be quiet, my friend. I love you, brother.
Yeah, live streams help massively. It's true.
Yeah, everything has got a different positive and negative. So a cross-pollination stream. I love that Daryl will come up with these phrases that just make you pause. Like, okay. Do you believe this many people are hanging out to talk comic books with us, Megan? Isn't this crazy?
Crazy.
The world's crazy
and it's fun.
It is
fun. So, we found a bunch of different comics I never heard of that you told me all about them. But I have 2 Superman comics.
Yes. Yeah.
One is The Adventures of Superman. This is one I read on the plane. It's
an older one. It's good. I like it. What number is it?
This is 442, and it's from 1988. Yes. And I met Dreadnought in it.
442?
442.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dreadnought's a cool character. He absorbs people's powers.
Yes, he was just absorbing everybody's powers. I was like, wow, that is something. That is some power to have.
He could be a cool secondary character in a movie. Like not the primary villain, but like a secondary villain, kind of like the Muscle.
Yes.
That'd be good. Oh, that's John Byrne. No wonder it's so good. Yeah, John Byrne is the writer. He did the cover. Yeah. John Byrne's a great creator. So that's the thing too, is and you figured out a little bit of this as you go along. You'll start to see some of the names, and you'll start to be associating the things that you like with some of those names keep showing up, and you realize, oh,
Yeah.
there's like these, 20 something creators that everything they touch, no matter where they go, is good. Like it's just like they're that talented. So that's kind of how at least that's how I felt. I started kind of gravitating towards different people. I have a book for you.
Ooh.
But I do not have it with me. I swore I brought it in. I think I took it to work to show somebody. It's an anthology book where it's like all the little stories inside one book.
Oh,
And I was
cool.
like, I need to show Megan because there's like different writers and different artists and that kind of thing. So I'll have it next time.
Nice. Reminds me of John Williams Pops.
Yeah. Well, listen, X-Men, we had our John Williams reference a minute ago when I was talking about how Henry shows up in Black Adam and they do the dun, 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 dun. And you're like, oh, yes. Yes.
Good music can help a movie along very far. It really can.
It makes moments. It defines moments. Like this is part of the Endor problem. The music's not right. There are whole episodes where the music's just off. It feels like you're in a different sci-fi thing. People have equated it to like Blade Runner or something, which is not awful. It's just not Star Wars. CJ, I didn't hate Black Adam. I've done my review. I've talked about it with Gray, so I'll have another little clip coming up on that. But yeah, you're right. The Henry moment was like special.
And from Phil, have to say both Megan and Pops are some of my inspirations to go back into reading comics.
I love it, Phil. Yay. Listen, Phil, you need to tell me what to do. I'm doing my little thing now, right? So I'm doing good reads, must reads, don't reads. Phil, tell me who you want me to cover, help you out, man. Tell you where to jump in, try to give you some advice. Because I have to listen to you guys. I kind of got to evolve because it is a little overwhelming to know what to do. So, ZBR, you are it's so true.
It is so true. It is so true.
And that's what you found at the meetup because, I know enough about Megan to know she was like, I don't deserve to be here and I'm insecure. These people I'm the one like these people, whatever. Next thing you know, she was sucked right in like she was family all along. There was didn't even miss a beat.
Stargate 1 had awesome music. Joel Goldsmith made some scenes just glow.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in forever. I'd like to do that. So yeah.
Well, CJ feels the same.
Black Adam was okay, but with Henry, it was like a very special moment, making you want more. So,
Phil says any comic books.
Well, been doing some videos on some of those kinds of things. I'm trying to tweak it a little bit, so hopefully this will be the right approach to help people have a couple of ideas. And if you run across something that I'm talking about or whatever, you can always message me. My email is I think the email is always in my descriptions. You can obviously contact me through Twitter. You can just tag me in something in Twitter, whatever. That's fine too. I totally understand the financial limitations of some of this stuff because sometimes we can mention something that can be, on the surface can look very expensive because you don't know what it is. You're like, oh, I want to read the Dark Phoenix saga that Pops was talking about. You go to look them up and you're like, holy crap, I can't afford $80 comic books, Pops. You're out of your freaking mind. No, there's a $20 version or a $10 version that's a reprint that you can read and tear up and your kid could have. And this, so there's always, so the famous story is when I first met Megan.
Oh yeah.
She had Killing Joke in her hands.
I did.
I stopped the whole stream so she could put it back in the bag before she stressed me out anymore. And they went and got a hardcover that they could read. And it turned out to be a really good idea because you ended up getting like bonus material.
I did get some bonus material, some bonus art, some like biography, background info. It was super, super cool. Yeah, but now I have like the collector edition of Killing Joke, and then I have the readable version with cool extras.
Right, which is what I ended up with that too. So I just stumbled into learning about Red Hulk because I didn't really read it. And it mentioned in She-Hulk. I know it's coming. So I read the first appearance and they had issues 1 and 2 on the app. I'm like, oh, not bad. That's kind of cool. And then I'm like, I could read this. And then I saw I'm going to get a hardcover so I can read it. And then, so I got to do a video and things like that. So
bye, Daryl. He's got a jet.
You take care. Listen, next Wednesday, man. Say hey to Mrs. Derelict.
Bye, X-Wing.
See you, X-Wing, bro. Let's talk soon. Oh, she'll be at freaking 1,000 in a few weeks, bro. She'll probably make 1,000 before Thanksgiving. At this rate.
Zombie Box Reviews wants to take up reading comics now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you
Look at
something,
us.
man.
Look
I
at
gotta.
that. Come on, peeps. Read some comics.
Yeah, ZBRs. We'll get you hooked up, man. We'll figure something out.
You're Barmy. Do you really want the Kia comic book model, or do you want the Cadillac? Now I got both. Sometimes depending on the comic, you gotta get both versions. You're Barmy.
Yeah. So the issue at hand here is, the risk of the collectible, right? So if you have an expensive book, do you want to risk something happening to it? Because it's very easy to put stress marks on it. You can drop it.
Especially because this one was black. It was black cover, guys.
Yeah, if you open it, if you were to take that book, the one that she had, and you opened it all the way to read it, it will leave marks all along that border. So let me show you. So this line right here is so sensitive, and you get these little lines that go like this, and they'll break color. So the value of that just becomes next to nothing. It just starts to it just deteriorates rapidly. So if you bought some $50 book and you take it out and you start manhandling it, as long as you're okay with losing $50, that's fine. Just know that's what you're doing, when you could have bought like a $5 version to read, and the $50 one you could use as a collection or an investment or something like that. So that's kind of what my point was.
Baron Duke Monarch the Fifth. Have not seen you in here before, but welcome.
Hey, Baron.
Do they play video games? Are you talking about us?
I assume they're talking about us. I mean, they could be talking about chat. Chat more likely plays video games, because I don't play video games.
I barely play video games. So there it is.
Not a big fan. But I guess it's part of me is I have other things I want to do. That's all. It's just a choice. Like when I was young, I mean, I grew up on when these computers came into existence, right? We didn't have computers when I was a child. So it's like, as a teenager, and you had the Atari 2600. I don't know, one stream got derailed. We ended up talking about the timeline of Texas Instruments and Commodores and all this stuff. But no, not my thing. But totally love and appreciate the art and story of video games. So people, you'll see, if you guys have a stream and you're doing like game through, you'll see me pop in sometimes. I'll make a comment or whatever. It's because I love I just kind of admire the art of what it is. Not my thing, but I can still enjoy it for what it is. So
not video games, not even comics. You like novels, and you still are on my channel. I appreciate you, CJ.
Yeah, CJ, it's cool, man.
Megan seems like a Modern Warfare lobby hero for sure. You're Barmy. I've never played Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Winterbird playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I don't know what that means.
Glad that we're
listening to us. Thank you for listening.
We're commentary for you. That's cool. Thank you for hanging with us, man. Yeah, the puppers in the background.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, bro. Listen, I love. Well, first off, Phil's hysterical. If you're
Phil is hysterical.
If you guys are not subscribed to Phil, I'm just telling you. Look,
Zombie Box Review says Phil's channel is severely underrated.
Yes, it is. He's totally understaffed.
Such a great guy too.
I know. Hashtag ketchup Phil. Like there's just things, hashtag hot dog Phil. Like there's just things.
Yes.
There's just things that, can, because the world can be hard, right? You can have bad days, and you need to know where to go. Like
you go to Phil's channel.
Phil, look for something where he's in a hot dog costume, and your day will turn around. You will brighten your day.
Go on Phil's TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon Looney Tune guy, another same thing, right? Dude, it's just barely 2-minute videos of like Bugs Bunny clips and stuff. I mean, come on, it'll brighten your day. YouTube it's it. Forget about all the rest of the world's nonsense. We're where it's at now. Let's just be honest. FS6 Fantasy 4. All right, yeah.
Yep.
I love Phil,
post your YouTube link in the chat. Hi C4C. Baron Duke France does have good comics. I have not read a lot of French comics, but I have read Asterix and Obelix, and I have been reading Animal Castle, and I'm waiting for that series to continue. Again, I'm looking forward to it. I miss that. Ooh, Popping Rico, writing some stuff down, attempting to do my first review on a comic book I ordered. You guys gave me some inspiration. I'm going to give it a shot. Wish me luck. Good
Yeah.
luck. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Poppy and
Go,
Rico,
go,
just hit me
go.
up, man. Hit me up on a DM me or whatever, so I have so make sure I can check that out, man. No, listen, look, have a good time. Be honest, right? You don't have to be cruel if you don't like it. Just don't be cruel, right? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Just explain why you wouldn't like it, and then talk about what you do like about it. And yeah, that's awesome, man. Jump in the game, have some fun. Cool.
Woo.
And let me know so I can check it
CJ.
out.
Sub to
Sub
Phil.
Phil.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you. Phil needs some subs. He needs some time. And yeah, it's awesome, man.
Phil is a positive person. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, what else you got on your desk? We got more
What else?
comics.
What else do I have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have an Action Comics Weekly.
Another Superman.
Yes.
Look at the different styles of things that they tried.
Right.
So different. It's so strange.
It's so crazy. Blackhawk plus Deadman, Green Lantern, Secret Six, Wild Dog, Superman. So this is
That's one of
Action
those.
Comics Weekly from where is it from? 1981.
Yeah, it's like an anthology book. They do the little sub stories, but that's great because you can get a little dose of like different stories. Look at that Green Lantern. Look at that old Hal Jordan stuff. That's some good stuff from the 80s. Yeah, like that. Great.
I'm excited to read this one.
And again, thank you to Robert Laurie for doing that. Thank you again. And again, this is so awesome where you just can just bless other people and things like that. So that's awesome. Secret Six. Yeah, we got some good art, some good stuff going on. I bet it has different writers and artists too. So that's even better.
Yes. Talako's Tale. Talak?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. That I don't know. That I'm not gonna make anything up. I have no idea what that one is.
Okay, thank you for being here, Cappy. Thank you for lurking.
Oh, all right.
Cappy. I need subs too. I just finished
Okay.
280 hours of stream month. Cappy, you mostly do Twitch, right? But I think Cappy has go sub to Cappy too. He is a big supporter of lots of G&G channels, so.
All right. Good to know, Cappy. Good to know. So thank you, DBR.
Lucas, I am not even going to attempt your last name. Incal by Jodorowsky and Mobius.
Mobius is a great artist.
comic.
Holy crap. Yeah. Mobius art. Actually, we just talked about Mobius on Tuesday because we did
I've
talk
heard
hard
that
on
name. I definitely have heard that name.
Yeah, so on Tuesday we did a talk hard about a movie called The Fifth Element. It's a 1997 sci-fi film with Mila Jovovich and Bruce Willis and Gary Oldman. It's a lot of fun. And Mobius did some of the art to help create this brightly colored, action-packed universe that was done by Luc Besson. So yeah, Mobius from Mobius has good art. I'm not familiar with the writer. I apologize. I don't know much about the Incal. So yeah, Jodorowsky. Cool.
Oh, Cappy's only on Twitch, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool, Cappy.
Polish is hard.
Sure.
Thank you for being so forgiving.
Yeah. you gotta bear with us. You know, it's funny because I don't know if you've ever been on, if you've seen any of my channel.
Yes, I don't know Mobius. I've heard the name, but yes, I'm so noob. I don't know.
I've done some Indian cinema films, like some of the Indian films, and they'll correct you. And I have a software that kind of puts in tags for me. There's a tag about like white people reacting to whatever movie it is. Like they just know foreigners can't pronounce things and things like that. And there are actually so many people that have recognized that there's tags. I'm like, it made me laugh. I'm like, no, guys, I don't take offense. I have no idea how to say some of these things. So I have, there's one or two of them that have DM'd me, like, you know, like you're kind of like for a noob, right? This is how you say it, but it'll be like hyphenated, you know, it'll be like, instead of saying Megan, it'll be like MAY dash, you know what I mean? It'll be like that to say something. Cause I was like, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. No, in the art, it is different artists, because some different artists, not all of them. Because we have this one, Superman more powerful than a locomotive.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's some retro thought process on that with the
Right?
original power structure and ads from the 1950s George Reeves show.
This is so cool. I'm very excited to get into this one because it is so different, and there are so many different like stories. And we got Black Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man, Blackhawk's been forgotten. I don't know the story of what happened to Blackhawk. He just kind of like DC. Just that's it with him.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's more to that story. Yeah, he's just sort of like doesn't really have any comic book lore that really kept him in the tier. I wonder. I don't know. I haven't read it in so long.
I love Asterix. Awesome one. I do. And you should try Animal Castle. It's based off of Animal Farm, but it's a wonderful comic. Yes. No pops. That was all my comics. I showed you basically. Like,
That's
showed
great.
you all.
That's
yes.
Great. Love the love in this chat. Tons of people talking about Fifth Element. Yeah, it's a great movie. We had a lot of fun with that. So no ZBR. She didn't say Morbius. She said Mobius. So, and it is not Morbin time. That's from that movie. That was brutal.
I don't know.
That was brutal. So, it didn't fart that time.
No, I got the bubble out.
Oh, you over there shaking it, weren't you, or something, trying to figure it out?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I muted myself, took a drink, it farted, and then it stopped. That was it.
Oh, there we go. We got it fixed. We're all good to go.
Got it fixed. Sorry, guys. No more farting water bottle until I wash it again.
Right.
Oh man. So Pops, how exhausted were you after the meetup? Like, are you?
Oh, I'm not.
You're not. Like, you're more like outgoing, right, and extroverted, and.
So I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Is that a better way to say it? I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've been there, right? It's not my first rodeo, right? So yeah, and I'm not there to be like in your side of things. I wasn't center of attention. I have been on that side of a table. You know, I've been doing writing. I did radio. I've done stuff. I've been press. You know, I've done the stuff that puts you on the other side of the table. I've covered stuff all day long for a whole weekend. You know, I covered a Star Wars Celebration in 2012. I think it was the 2012 one. Maybe it was a 2017 one. And one of them, I was there for all 3 days, all day. It was 4 floors, concrete floors. Moved from one end to cover back and forth. I was so tired. So something like that, to be honest, was pretty low stress on me compared to what I'm used to. To be honest, I had a great day because my day we thought we were going to be there longer. We ended up having a kind of a short time there. I ended up having private time with Mrs. Pops, going to a movie, eating out, having snacks. You know, yeah, we had a wonderful day on our drive back.
Date day.
It was. I called it Nerd Day. I called it Nerd Day. So,
you got to drag her onto your Nerd Day.
She was not drugged. She volunteered. I did not make her. I totally invited her, but it was all on her. There was no pressure either way. There was no one else to come with me. So I think she thought that it would be better for me to not be alone for the first time or something. I don't know why, but I think she was fine. She realized that it was going to be more of a social event. The meetup was more like people hanging out and chit-chatty rather than nerding out. Because there were a couple people that we met. And of course, they're enchanted with my wife and want to know more about her, not me. And they're looking at, they're asking her, and she's showing them photos of the animals on the farm, and she's answering questions that they have and stuff like that. So, yeah, my wife, my wife's a class act. She's so super sweet, and she's very personable once she comes out of her shell because that's just not her environment once you realize it. So,
yeah. I'll look that up, Lucas Thorgal, because I'm very interested in European comics. I do like European comics a lot.
Yeah. I'm interested in every comic. I just don't have those. So, yeah, I'll check it out. So,
you'll never get to a meetup? Are you on the other side of the world?
Yeah, why not? Like, what, Baron, what's going on? We can figure that out.
Yeah. depending where you are, there's also like mini meetups. I know that there are people in the Boston area that do mini meetups.
Oh yeah, they're like they
Dr.
got a little
Rachel
click.
Lindbergh
Yeah.
and Thomas Gilkman and Eric Sullivan and Reverend Sully. Bunch of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got a
lots
little
of mini
click going
meetups
on,
happening.
doing all sorts of cool stuff together. Yeah, it's freaking great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotta do mini stuff too.
You know, we didn't talk about. You got yours too.
What?
We're in the club now. We got our Culture Casino chips.
Yes, he gave me one. It was funny. He came up to me, he said hi and stuff, and he just gave that and he had explained it, but there's people all around, right? And so
It
it
was
didn't like
loud. I
it didn't
couldn't
click in my
process that.
brain until I was watching your live stream and he jumped on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about the explaining the poker chips,
the
how he has
different
a
color
color
chips,
for every year, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
And he gave it to me like right away, like I was there to get it, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, cool, man. And I put it in my pocket, and I just want to talk to him, and he kept talking about the chip, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care about the chip, I care about you.
Yeah.
And so then whatever, and he popped on like that was totally impromptu, not planned. Of course, the man is super busy. He is talk about a goat on YouTube. Dude is. I would never be where I'm at with some of the people like Culture. He was shouting me out before I even did a live stream. He's like, this guy's done some great reviews. You should go check him out. I'm like, how did this guy even find me? Similar like George Molo. I had George Molo, and I'm like, how did George even know I existed? Like, I don't even understand how that happened. That's weird. So, hey, listen, Roland, just connect with other folks, get to meet people one by one, step by step. You never know. You could have one of the biggest YouTubers right there in town with you. You don't even know. So
don't even know. Work a lot, pour no car and stuff. Oh.
Yeah. Well, you know
Those
what?
chips are trackers? No.
Not from Culture Casino.
Not from Culture.
So no. So, but yeah, like they're talking movies, and you don't watch movies, so you guys, yeah. So.
I don't have enough time to read all the books, all the comic books, watch all the movies, all the TV shows, make my own videos. I don't know how people do it. At work, like I've got I used to work 40 hours a week and it was a lot. I've got my hours down to 32 hours a week. It's still a lot. I'm like, ooh, I dropped 6 hours. I get off early on Friday. Woo woo.
I get a lot of that, you know, how do you do it? How do you manage it? And it's just, you know, it's just kind of part of your commitment levels and sacrifices and what you want to do, how you want to approach it.
Is that I don't watch TV and I don't watch movies. That's how I do it. Yeah. And I've had to, I used to spend a lot of time scrolling just brainlessly on social media. And now it's become like, I'm just there to promote, answer people's comments, questions, and get back off.
Yeah, and that's the other reason why I have like because everyone talks about faith, like the boom people that are more my age, right? And where a lot of my original subscribership came from, and they're like, I don't really see anything on Facebook. I didn't know this was still going. I'm like, nothing happens on Facebook. Sorry, guys.
No,
I don't
like.
I don't even bother.
No, my mom's not. My dad is on Facebook. Like it's.
I copied and pasted a couple video links and stuff. Like I just, like what you tweet, you can copy it and just paste it in there or whatever. And I did a few, and I don't think there was a single referral from Facebook. So I'm like, why? I mean, I'm not saying there's not a reason to do it, because if you find one person, it's one person. But at some point, there's just time management, like you're saying. I have other things to do. You know what I mean? I have other things that are more pressing. So
I'm like my Twitter. I only did it to connect with people and network, and that's promote my channel, and that is where like 90% of my viewership comes from. My YouTube viewership comes from Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter and YouTube itself, like just all the rest of it, it's just very intermittent, and it's a lot more stuff I don't have any control over. Like if I get a referral from Facebook or Getter or Parler, it wasn't me. I will stir it from time to time, especially if I have a video that's not getting very many views. Like if it seems like I'm behind my 10% rule, like after about a week when I'm not at 10% and it's not a clip, like if it was original content, clips are different because people may have already watched the live stream and things like that. The core 10% rule doesn't apply if you're like, taking clips out. But Then I might throw it on Reddit. I might throw it out there in a few things, try to find something I haven't used in a while and, stir it that way. But yeah, you never know. So yeah, tons of movie stuff, guys. And again, hit me up on Twitter for suggestions. We do Talk Hard every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And Thanksgiving and stuff's got a little weird into November because we normally do talk about certain movies. We're going to take a little bit of a break on that. We'll be doing like Thanksgiving/Christmas traditions next week and things like that. But then we'll be back at it. We'll talk about some Christmas movies and some schlock movies and who knows what we'll talk about.
I saw Cajun Corey. Cajun Corey is here.
Hey.
I met him. He's got a cool accent.
Cool.
Cool accent.
So he's cool, Cajun Corey.
Cool,
all right.
Cajun Corey. Yeah, a lot of people just use Twitter to keep up and yeah.
Yeah, because that was what Twitter was for me. Like I'd already deleted Twitter a couple times and then it was like, you can use it to network. Yes. And then the networking, for me, the networking went really fast. Like the networking, I thought it would be kind of like you'd meet one person and then maybe in a few weeks you meet another person. But next thing is to know, it's like that person tagged you and those 6 people tagged you again. And now you have 3 more messages and you get in it. I mean, it went very fast. So for me, Twitter is where everything is at for our circle anyway.
Yeah.
C4C. Amen. Die Hard is a Christmas
Die Hard
movie.
Is a Christmas movie.
Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
You guys are funny. Oh my goodness. Phil was saying above, I don't know, Pops, Phil was saying above that when his mom found out, when he found out his mom had TikTok, his heart sank because then she would see him. And then everybody's like, Phil, your mom already sees you. And she's your mom. She knows how silly you are.
Okay. They got you, Phil. Sorry, bro. My mom probably doesn't.
Oh, D-Sub. Hello. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's, I don't know that my mom even has a clue to what I do anymore.
No.
Yeah, I don't think she even would care.
My mom doesn't. Like, she does, but she doesn't. I don't think she really approves of YouTube and this kind of a lifestyle, if I can call it that.
Sure.
Honestly, when they found out I had YouTube, it was through my sister, because basically my sister and I are the only ones who really use social media. And I would post things on my Instagram, and so my sister was like aware of my YouTube channel because I'll sometimes post my YouTube in my Instagram stories, right? Because that's all people really look at is your stories. It's like a reel. It's just really fast click through, right? And she mentioned it to my family, and all of a sudden, like, Megan's an e-girl and all this stuff, and yeah. Anyway, but she's like, "So what do? You just edit things?" And I was like, "No, I mean yes, but no."
Most of my family, like even my son, I think refer to it as the podcast. How's your podcast going, Dad? Still the podcast, so it's still like the radio stigma a little bit. Like it's still like that. And I don't think of it as a podcast anymore. It's like, nope, not at all. It's just completely different type of content. So yeah. All right. So we got to talk about CJ's comment. This is very important for all you YouTubers out there. When Star Wars last year, yes. Listen, don't watch it back. Don't do that. Let other people correct. Let other people correct and give you advice. Find people that you know that you can trust that would give you honest feedback. To say, listen, give me honest feedback. Talk to Megan. Megan will be nice to you. You want tougher love? Talk to me. Okay? I'll be tougher with you, but I'll still love on you. Like I'm not going to be mean or cruel. We'll try to help you make you better. Don't watch your own stuff. Put it out there and move on. Write your ideas constantly. Once you get your brain going with ideas and things like that, and organize your structure on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Pick your times of when you want to try to do a video. Pick a time to do your live stream. Pick your time to do whatever you want to do and build off that. You will be a critic that will only see the flaws in what you did. You will not see any of the positives. And even if you see a few positives, it'll be like, 3 positives and 8 negatives, and you'll always feel like a failure.
Yeah.
Right? You're your worst critic by far. And I can tell you that as someone that's got a lot of gray hair, what few I have left. I've done it before. I've had the channels that have been demonetized, deplatformed, videos deleted, been doing it for other people. I'm just telling you. Anyway. But yeah, if any of you ever need something like that, be happy.
Hi, Sassy.
You gotta love it when your chat's got sassy in it.
I know. Sassy. She always.
Well, thank you. I thought she was talking to me. She was talking to you. Oh, wait a minute.
Sassy.
Wait a minute. That's awesome. All right. So, do you want to see what comic books I have on my desk?
Yes, I want to see what Pops has. We talk about me. Let's talk about Pops comic books now.
Well, they're just on the desk. I don't. There are comic books everywhere. They're everywhere.
What do you want to show the most?
What do I want to show the most?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Of your comic books.
Well, you're gonna get what's on the desk because I don't want to get up and walk around. So I didn't plan on this. I just figured that because I'd have to go get them and bring them over here.
Okay, do what's easy.
It's easy?
Do what's easy.
Do what's easy. Well, what's easy is right here because this is what's going to eBay next. So that's why they're here. So this would be some OG Avengers.
Bye, C4C.
146.
Ooh.
Look at that action. All of the best characters right there in action, headed into battle for some throwdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you do some art and comic book. That's the kind of cover that makes you want to buy a comic book, people. Right?
Right. Gnomsky, welcome. Yeah, that is quite the cover, right?
Even when it's generic, it's like this is an anniversary issue. It's like 150. Even when it's generic, everyone's moving, everyone's action, everyone's there. It's like, oh, okay. That's how you do covers.
That's how you do covers.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is, by the way, that is Namor, the Submariner, not Namor. And by the way, the Flaccid Phoenix are right. Notice the Widow's Peak hair right there. That's R.I.P. the Widow Peak. They remove those off every character.
Why?
I don't know. Same thing with like gingers. They get rid of gingers. Like they're constantly recast redheads.
Why did they get rid of gingers?
You didn't know this?
I don't think I noticed.
You didn't notice? We're derailing the show. Let's go to a quick sidebar of the number of redheads that have been recasted. All right, hang on.
They had a lot of redheads because basically the only hair colors they could do is like black, red, and yellow, right?
And my point is they changed these characters so they're no longer redheads. They recast them all as POCs. Gingercide is real. I'm telling you, this is
real.
Oh, it is insane. This is great. Your mind's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Every one of the characters we see it. This is goal. Some way, so a little faster.
Pops, you froze.
This is crazy. Like but then all right. So I know. It's trying to notice the problem. Is it better now?
You still frozen. Wait. Oh. Okay, right, you're good.
I'm going to put the link in the private chat. You can share it.
Okay.
Because if you don't know, that means some of your folks don't know. This was crazy. Like I knew of like a lot of them, but this was like, holy cow, there's so many more I didn't think about. Yeah. Don't watch your own stuff is really strange advice from the perspective of a pro photographer. Well, yeah, because photography is a different type of media, so that's a little bit different.
That's true. Okay.
And content creation for like what we're doing would be different than someone who is doing like more like videos that would be more like some types of story. I don't know. I think I would really rather have an outside critic helping me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Some thought on that one. So this.
Anyway, Ginger Lives Matter. Every redheaded comic book character that has been race swapped. This is not up to date because they have swapped more since then. Just so we're completely clear. So keep going.
Part 1 of the list is in video format.
Should that's part of the reason why it was taking so long to load for me because I saw it on my side. So here you go. Here's Cyclone. She's in the Black Adam movie. And I'm not trying to dog some of the swaps because the girl, and she's very young, she's a beautiful young lady that plays the Cyclone in the Black Adam movie. It really is quite good. She's quite charming. She's very charming. Very, very good. So you can take down this comment.
Oh, is it still sitting there?
It is.
Oops. Beep, 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 beep. I'm trying to like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right. So it showed you the Cyclone, then it showed you the actress there. She was just above that picture. There she is.
Okay.
So that's who they cast as her. All right. And then keep going. You know about the next one probably because that's Mary Jane, right? Is this Mary Jane?
Yeah.
I think it's Mary Jane.
This girl?
Oh, no. This is still Cyclone stuff,
Yes, I think that is.
Yeah.
Hawk Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Yep. She looks scary. Keep going.
Yeah, there's some good art sometimes. She got changed. Mm-hmm. Hawkman was changed. There we go. It's Iris West. So it's Flash's spouse. She was changed for the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he just keeps going. Actually, Iris was changed twice because she was changed on the TV show and she was changed in the movie. They just had cut the scene. And they changed it in like the Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, he was a redheaded news reporter, right?
That's right. Yes. In all the Superman I read, he is. And then
and then when you watch Supergirl, not on Supergirl, he's not. Oh yeah, it just keeps going. You're like, what is happening? Superman's pal. Nope, not on the TV show.
Wally West.
There's Wally West. So that's the traditional Wally West. Most people's Flash, like, you know. Yeah, well, for the Flash TV show, there you go. There's Wally West.
Wow.
I know. Megan's World's going pop. Starfire is a super hot, beautiful redhead. Which, you know, they picked a nice, beautiful lady to play her, but she's obviously been changed. Yes. Not a redhead. Yes. Who we got next? Oh, Batwoman. Oh, yeah. Batwoman's been changed. Yeah. Batwoman's a redhead.
Why'd they do that?
Yep, changed her.
I mean, they made her hair red.
Yeah, ish. She's red. It's red-ish. They use a lot of red lights, but they.
Dang.
Yeah, you didn't know there were so many. It's a ton.
April O'Neil. Yes.
April O'Neil. Yeah, they changed April.
I remember that. Dang.
Electro. Yep. Electro is a redhead. Yep. Jamie Foxx plays Electro.
Commissioner James Gordon.
Yep. Gordon was changed for the Batman.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
Heimdall.
Yeah, Heimdall was really radically changed. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Wow.
And this is not everything because this is only just the stuff that's up to the point of that publishing date. There's been so many more. It just constantly keeps going.
Bo.
Oh yeah, a He-Man reference. Yeah.
Yes. So, I haven't watched He-Man.
Yeah, Bo was changed.
Ariel, yeah.
Oh, that's definitely getting a lot. People are really getting some backlash now on that. Well, that's not the most recent one because Snow White's been done too. They changed Snow White.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Snow White's been changed.
Josie from Josie and the Pussycats?
Oh, yeah.
But you already have, like, representation. Look at the representation they already have in Josie and the Pussycats.
It's just hot ladies in every variation you want.
Like
It wasn't enough. They had to change Josie too.
what?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Isaac. Who's this dude?
Keep going. It'll show you.
Oh, Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about it, but
That was one of the big pushbacks on Castlevania. Everybody tells me how great it is. I haven't watched it yet, and they're like, "But there was a race swap or something." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Ripcord.
Yeah, just another comic book character.
G.I. Joe team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, what?
Yeah, nothing like the character.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Flash Thompson.
Yep.
Wow.
New Spider-Man. They changed Flash.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're going to show Mary Jane because she was changed as well.
Yep. Wow.
I really don't like Zendaya as MJ. I liked her in the last movie, but I didn't like the other two. That witchy, snarky version of her was just so off-putting to what Mary Jane is.
This is Lana Lang.
Yeah, that's the old love interest was changed. We didn't have a problem with that though. That was like, so I mean, it's like that was before we caught on that this was like a thing, and this would happen so many times.
Yeah. Alicia Masters.
Mm-hmm. Yep, keep going. Fantastic Four reference got changed.
What the?
I know you're like, he just keeps going, and you're just like, what is happening? I'm like,
Fantastic Four in the hands of the what?
Yeah, they just keep going with references. They keep showing
you. Orphan Annie.
Oh yeah, they changed Annie. You didn't know this?
No.
Oh yeah.
I just saw the really old Annie. When she's like.
They changed. What's his name, Mr. What's the? Yeah, they changed the whole cast. Yeah.
What? That's not even Annie anymore.
I know. Keep going. It just keeps going.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
Alice Monaghan, Hellboy.
Ginger Lives Matter. I'm just saying.
Jeepers.
It just keeps going. Yeah. People don't realize how many.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman has a major change. Yep.
This is crazy.
It's so many examples. Red Sonja got switched back, by the way. They did fire the one lady, and they got a different actress that actually looks like her.
Good.
So that actually just happened.
Andra.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. That's not even Tila. They should just not even include this one because the Tila is so insane. Yeah.
Ravonna Renslayer.
Mm-hmm. That's from Loki.
Yes. What
the? Isn't it it's like absurd? It just kept going and going and going. You're like, holy cow, what is wrong with Hollywood? Like, this is so strange. Yeah. Because they have so many videos on their site. It's why for me, it was trying to load all the videos while we were still streaming.
Yes.
Hashtag Ginger Lives Matter. I'm with you guys. Daddy Warbucks. Yeah, Daddy Warbucks was changed too.
Joseph Dredd, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I
know I broke her. I broke Megan. Like, what on earth? What have they been doing? I'm like, yep.
I don't
Yeah, I kind of had caught a couple, and then once you got to they announced the Ariel change, and I was like, holy cow! It starts to be some sort of crazy. It's out of control. It just never stops. Yeah.
Wow. Amity Wilson. Gingers have been massacred. Seriously.
Yeah.
Jacob Ironside says that one of my main characters in my comic book I'm developing is a redhead.
There we go. Let's do it. Bring them back.
Phil says, I was changed. I was apparently a red.
Wait, you're not a redhead, Phil? I thought you were a red. Oh, I'm confused. Must be the ketchup.
Emily, I met so many people. So many. Oh, chat's jumping. Ah! Pops was changed to.
That's when I'm buffering.
Oh man. Yeah. Winterbird says to make redheads great again.
Yeah, I mean, make up some other characters and stuff. Just do some other things. It's crazy. Yeah.
Amity is a ginger beard.
Chat's still going crazy. This is nuts. There's still 50 people here. when you hear us talk about comic books and stuff. So
Y'all are crazy.
yeah,
Crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
So, but I
Crazy.
found these. This was in a bag at Ollie's. So
Oh,
if you guys don't have
wow.
Ollie's near you, Ollie's is like a discount store. So if you guys have an Ollie's or find an Ollie's, there's like a plastic bag, and it's like this was $5, like 5 comics for $5. There's some that are like 10 comics for 8 or something like that, and you can kind of look. I found an X-Men #1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good night, Zombie Bucks reviews.
See ya. Good night, ZBR. Get some rest. And this was in there. This is the first appearance of Blade's daughter was in that bag.
Ooh.
So you know what? And if nothing else, you can read them, right? Because they're just you paid $1. You paid $1. So.
Oh. Lucas says Conan was canceled because too masculine.
Yeah, that's it. I don't even understand how they're even going to do a Red Sonja. I don't even know how that's even possible. Because it's going to be Red Sonja in name only. There's no way they have the guts to do what needs to be done to bring that stuff to life. So, and you love that kind of sword and sandal stuff, so you'll be really disappointed. Did I show you my Frazetta book? We talked about Frazetta.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, he doesn't have to get up.
No, I do not. It stays close to me. It's a baby. It's a new one that's come. So Frank Frazetta is the famous fantasy creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Death Dealer. This is a 1995 comic with a rock star named Glenn Danzig, and he wrote this issue with Death Dealer, and this is the cover. I just got it relatively recently.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, this is actually signed by the artist. There's only 1,000 of these. That's why that little sticker is there. Yeah. I'm very excited about that. It's beautiful. So, yes, Frank Frazetta is like, it's kind of like Beyond the Goat. It's kind of like Stan Lee. You know what I mean? It's like in the fantasy genre and that kind of thing. Like in that field, he's like that. He's like this special person, this special thing. Oops. Like even the comic book artists will talk about Frazetta in that way. At the meetup, they gave away a book that was signed by Frazetta. So if you heard like a spontaneous cheer or whatever they're talking about, and it's signed by Frank Frazetta, and there's all this like, oh, yeah, that was what that was about.
Everybody thinks that's cool. Yes.
All right. We did good.
Wow. We did good. We're at like that 2-hour mark, Pops.
It's our sweet spot. We always do
it
about 2 hours.
It is our sweet spot. That's about when I start crashing.
Yeah, you're definitely getting tired. I'm always tired, but I just keep on going. So I'll be up early in the morning. I actually thought about streaming early in the morning and jumping on for no reason. So I may do that.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, CJ.
I'll be at work.
Hey, CJ, listen, I'm serious. So if you need someone to look at your videos or whatever, I'd be happy to help you if I could. Have you on sometime or something?
Yeah, Pops is great. Awesome one is waiting for a signed Pops card.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that. I don't have a Pops card. You're going to make me a Pops card. I mean, the one Whitechapel made me a card, but I haven't, made that into a physical card. It's a digital card. I guess I could make it into a physical card. That'd be kind of fun. But I'd feel like I'd need to give anything I'd have to give them away. I wouldn't want to charge money or anything like that because Whitechapel would deserve all the credit. He's the one that made the card. So, thank you. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter's the best way to communicate with me too, by the way, because that's the thing I check the most. I mean, I do have the email address on most of the videos, but I don't check the email like all day, every day. But I'm actually on Twitter pretty much most of the day. I don't mean like on Twitter, like I'm looking at it, like it's open. So whenever I do get to it, it will be amongst the things I will see.
He does check it. He does check
pretty regularly. Yeah. And I am on a different schedule than everyone else. So if I ever contact you and I'm like waking you up or something, just let me know. Cause I'm up at like 3 and 4 in the morning, my time. And it's a different world for Pops. I don't need to sleep. 4 or 5 hours sleep's plenty. You can do.
You're one of those people. Oh my gosh! If I get less than 6 hours, I'm a mess.
Oh no. 6 is 6. If I can sleep solid for a few hours in a row, like I told Mrs. Pops again last night. I actually dreamt. I don't know exactly what I dreamt. I remember dreaming and woke up with pieces of dreams, and I'm like, that's good enough because then it's like that means I was in like really deep, hard sleep. But I will say when I go back to the farm, the first night back, then I've had a full weeks of work. I've been doing this in all of my downtime. I have basically drained the gas tank that Friday night. That's why I don't do any. People ask me on stuff all the time if I can join them on Friday night. There is no gas in the tank on a Friday night. And when I go to sleep, it's probably I'm in bed for 9 hours. I don't know how much of that I sleep, but it's a lot. But
Is this just a guy's thing that you only need like 3 to 5 hours of sleep?
It's about the quality of the sleep. If I can just get 4 or 5, that'd be amazing.
I don't think I have quality sleep then. Like, I'm a very light sleeper.
Do you
It take a
dream?
long time. I dream all the time, but I have bad dreams and night terrors and stuff like that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's just I don't know. I think that's just tied to like my anxiety stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't require a lot of sleep. There's times where you just shut down though. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. You have to know and adapt to that, right? So there's times where like this was a rough couple of months because I was doing She-Hulk and Andor that were dropping at 3 a.m. So I was trying to watch them and record the video before I went to work so that they were done and on the schedule. Doing the back-to-back like that and still doing this kind of stuff, it was wearing me out. It was getting a little rough. So I'm very happy to see the one go away and the other one's only a couple weeks away. So bless
That's
your
awesome.
dreams in Jesus' name. Yes, indeed. Awesome one. I agree. I'll say a little prayer for Megan as well.
I used to sleep pretty good as a kid. I don't know what happened. You get old and then just for me.
Careful now, Megan.
I mean, sorry. Anyways, you guys, we're gonna wrap this up.
Megan's tired.
Oh, yeah, I am tired. Everybody sub to Pops. Follow him on Twitter. Sub to him on his YouTube channel because he puts out way better comic book stuff than I do.
No, that's not true. It's just different. It's just different. It's all good. It's all good.
And Pops and I, we do this about once a month, and we switch between each other's channels. So next month, we will be doing the same kind of chatting stream on Pop's channel.
Yeah, we're working on the calendar as soon as we're done here so that we don't duplicate schedules. We'll figure it because we have done that. I have done that. I think I was the one who did that.
Well, and like tonight was different because we didn't have Weebs and Waifus tonight.
Right. It turned out to even be better for both of us because I think other stuff that we normally have going on a Thursday all went away and it was just our time. So that was nice.
Which was really nice because we had just met each other and everything. Yes.
Yeah.
We had a lot to catch up on.
We did. And CJ, it's awesome. Thank you so much for the subs and the likes and all the stuff, folks. I appreciate all of that. Jacob, thank you so much, my friend. He's just such a great supporter of everything.
Thank you, CJ.
Oh, I see that lovely lady there at the bottom. Her stuff's in the mail. I'm pretty sure I got hers in the mail. I had something I had to send to her. So
yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, everybody. I do not have an ending video because I didn't get it together, so I'm going to end the broadcast.
Just like we started.
Bam! Just like we started. Okay? So suddenly.
See you,
Good night,
folks.
everybody.